Hello. So it's been a while since I made a audiobook. Uh, one of the reasons would happen to be the most recent or second most recent, because this is the most recent now. But yeah, the second most recent video on the channel, which took a lot of time to edit. Also, I just been a little busy. Here I'll promote it. Hey, if you're interested in the most recent, second most recent video on the channel, it is a Silk Song video where me and Gamer uh, race for the I forget what it's called. I think it's called the speedrunner achievement. So yeah, we try to see who can get the achievement first. It's basically just an achievement, uh, seeing if you can beat the game in under 5 hours. Uh, well, it took a while because we weren't great, but we got there, and it's out now. And if you're interested in something like that, go ahead and check that out. You know where to find it if you're watching this video, but whatever, it's on the channel. So, Hermie, why is this out? There we go. Without further ado, enough shilling. Actually, no, I will shill. It's a good video. It took a while to make too. I think it deserves to be recognized. All right, enough of that, because this is what we're here for. Chapter 142, Canada Mutant Island Part 6. Week 6, me Naruto Allen. Well, there's no comma there, so I guess that's a new character. Naruto Allen and team were sitting in our cabin reading books and playing card games. So, Zoe, what happened that caused you to be afraid of quicksand? You never told us last time. I say, even though it should be a question mark at the end. I'm sorry, guys. When I was 10 years old, I was walking in the forest in Saskatchewan. You mean Saskatoon? Is that how you spell Saskatoon? No, that can't be. Saskatchewan. I know Saskatchewan, and I was out looking for rare butterflies, says Zoe. Flashback to a younger Zoe playing in the grass and chasing after butterflies. It was a happy time for me until I spotted a rare blue sapphire butterfly on a flower in the middle of what looked like a sandbar. I walked on it. Excuse me. I walked on it to go see, and I suddenly started sinking. I realized that I was in quicksand. I called for help, and I was up to my head, and someone appeared and grabbed my hand, and I was saved. I was traumatized because of it, and I cried hard into my savior. I've been afraid of quicksand ever since that day, narrates Zoe. Anytime anytime James wants to show that somebody's been traumatized, he just has them cry hard, and if there's somebody there, they like grab on. And like, sure, that's one of the ways, but sometimes it can be a silent thing. There are, you know, there's a lot of ways to experience trauma. So, end flashback. Zoe, that's awful, I say. I'm so sorry, Zoe, says Mike. It's all right, guys, says Zoe. You were very fortunate to be saved back then, Zoe. How's it go? How's it go? Aude, aud, audente fortuna juvaut. Juvaut? Audente doesn't sound right. Fortuna juvaut. Whatever, not important. Very fortunate to be saved back then, Zoe, says Don. I know, says Zoe. Me and my friends have saved a few people from quicksand, I say. Weird flex. That's what we all heard, JD, says Courtney. Of course. I know. When I got my powers, every day in my life has always been a tremendously awesome adventure when with an amazing challenge and new obstacle to be met and overcome. Wow. That's awesome. Wow. Wow, I can believe it, dude, says Sean. It's always been that way for me too, says Naruto. That's amazing, guys, says Mike. Attention campers, me at the theater for today's challenge. Oh, good God. They're not going to sing, are they? I hate singing. JD does have a beautiful singing voice, though. Time to get to work, I say. Let's make some heads roll, says Izzy. At the theater, Chris explains the challenge to us. Today's challenge is a talent show. Oh, this is going to be good. This is, oh yeah, this, woo, can't wait. A talent show, right on, I say. I know, I know. Now the show will begin in 3 hours, so you all have some time to choose what you want to do and practice. Myself, chef, and two members from the original cast will be the judges. Please welcome back Noah and Heather. Noah came back and he was not happy. Noah? Noah. Noah. He's the guy who never sang. Yeah? It was him and, oh man. He's got like a lot of hair. Like his hair makes it look like his head extends up farther than it should. He's kind of got a bit of a monotone voice, kind of sassy. Here, I'm gonna look it up real quick. And he teamed up with Owen, right? In the World Tour one. Yeah, and that's why he never sang much. Yeah, because I remember watching a video talking about how Noah didn't sing that much. It was like a ranking of all the. I'm getting off track. Whatever. I think I know who Noah is. Yeah. Okay, I see a picture now. It is who I think it is. And I remember Noah being kind of entertaining. So him not looking happy means that JD probably doesn't like him much. Go figure. Noah, it's such a pleasure to meet you, I say. It's a pleasure to meet you too, JD. I've heard so many big things about you, says Noah. We get the lot wherever we go, I say. I believe it. Believe it, says Noah. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, it's such an honor, says Noah. Same here, Noah. It's a pleasure to meet you, says Naruto. We saw Heather wearing a wig from Total Drama Action's Caveman episode. That is a really silly wig, I say. You have no sense of good taste, life wrecker, says Heather. It's called karma, Heather. Get used to it, I say. Oh, shut up. I will make you pay for my humiliation, says Heather. Bring it on, ugly, I say. Okay, enough, says Chris. We go practice, and I decided to do a singing act. You motherfucker. Oh, that's cruel. He heard me. He heard me. What godforsaken. I'm not doing that. Oh, hold on. Let's see. I think I'll do a sea shanty. Dude, there's only one that I really like singing, and I know just the one. What will you do, bro? I ask. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be doing a ninja technique magic show, says Naruto. Interesting. I can't wait to see it, I say. I did the show at one. I did this show at one time, and I was trying to stand on my head, and I lost my lunch because of it, says Bridget. Yuck, I say. 3 hours later, the talent show was on. Okay, first up is JD Nutson, says Chris. I walk onto stage, and I had a banjo in my hand. A banjo? I guess. Yeah, I guess. How about a hurdy-gurdy? Huh? How about a hurdy-gurdy? Or an accordion? And other musical instruments used in Sea of Thieves. I'm going to be singing a sea shanty. It's called Sailing Over the Dogger Bank. I say, cool, I love sea shanties, says Chris. Of course he does. This is going to be weird, but I discovered another unique power. Oh, did he? I say, I sprout 8 octopus tentacles from my butt, and they had an accordion and a violin in 6 arms. You could have just said your back. Like, are they on your butt or did they come out of your butt? Let's not ask. It's too late now, though. I already asked. That is awesome, says Chris. Is it? All right, here goes. I say. I start playing my banjo. Sailing over the Dogger Bank, oh, wasn't it a treat? Wind blowing east. We had to give a sheet. Okay, I'll be right back. I have to educate myself with Dogger Bank. Sailing over the Dogger Bank. So I couldn't find a proper karaoke. So we're just gonna do a sing along. I'll try to It's like singing with pirates right now because these guys, they do good. They do a damn good job. It might be one guy. Whatever. You'll see. Uh, don't get me wrong though. I'll still try. But some of these lyrics I'm not too great at. All right. No more stalling. Let's do it. Is that loud enough? Here, let me hear them sing.
Sailing over the Dogger Bank, wasn't it a treat?
Is that too loud?
Wind a blowing east nor east, we had to give a sheet. You ought to see us running, the wind a blowing.
All right, we'll work with it. Here we go. Sailing over the Dogger Bank, wasn't it a treat? Wind a blowing east nor east, we had to give a sheet. You ought to see us running, the wind a blowing free, on a passage from the Dogger Bank to Grey Grimsby. Watch out, Twigger, she's a proper drooby Jew. Give her a sheet and let her rip with the boys to pull her through. You ought to see us running, the wind a blowing free, on a passage from the Dogger Bank to Grey Grimsby. He loves a pint of good ale. Our mate, he is a roadstone inspector. He's been and he's a jail. Our third mate, he's a bushranger. He comes from the African Isle. And take a look at our old cook. He gets the bugger wild. Watch out, she's a proper Judy Jew. And let her rip with the boys to pull it through. You ought to see us running, the wind a blowing free, on a passage from the Dogger Bank to Grey Grimsby. Watch out, Twigger, as down the street she came. High heels and painted toes, Jenny's on the game. Game? Yeah. She could shine. Get a double shuffer on a knickerbocker line. Watch out, Twigger, she's a proper Judy Jew. Give her a sheet and let her rip with the boys to pull it through. Ought to see us running, the wind a blowing free, on a passage from the Dogger Bank to Grey Grimsby. And then we get a little moment's rest, which is good because I twisted in a bad way and it kind of hurt. How long is this go? Okay. Any minute now. Okay. The boys to make a noise when we come home from shit. We get quite drunk, we roll on the floor, we have a jubilee. We get drunk and full of beer, we roll all over the floor. And when our rent it is all spent, we go to sea for more. Watch out, Twigger, she's a proper Juby Jew. I give her a sheet and let her up with the boys to pull her through. You ought to see us running, the wind a blowing free, on a passage from the Dogger Bank to Grey Grimsby. Okay, should I let it play out? Yeah, why not? There's not much left. Alright, sick. Back to back to the, God, man. The effort I put in. I've earned it. At this point, you want to go see the Silk Song video. See what I do? See what I do for the fans? See how I push myself? See how I destroy my body with singing? Anyways, as the song played, jellyfish made entirely out of water came and they were surging with electricity, and they swam around the stage. One stung Heather really badly and electrocuted her. The song finished. Well, isn't that gonna lose you some points, numbnuts? The song finished and everyone cheered. Chris, Chef, and Noah were in tears and cheering wildly. Yeah. Look, man. I don't know how good you have to sing to genuine. I mean, if you're Taylor Swift, you do it all the time, but I don't know. It'd have to be an amazing song to have the people listening to start crying and weeping with joy. Can I incur the wrath of Swifties and survive? Probably not. JD, that was so awesome, says Chris, sniffing. That was so beautiful, says Chef, crying. JD, you have lots of talent, says Noah. Thank you. Thank you, Noah. Thank you. Way to go, big bro, says Naruto. Let's see the scores, says Chris. The score was off the scale, and I got a beyond perfect score. Heather gave me a score of point 0.5, but one of the jellyfish stung her again, and then she changed it to 11. Uh-huh. Okay. So like next time I go and I do like a talent show and the judges give me like low scores, I'll just take out my gun and shoot them until they give me a higher score. Shut up, James, you idiot, you stupid, pathetic moron. Go to a writing class. Chris Chan was better than this. Okay, sorry, I'm emotional. Singing gets me in that kind of zone. We all cheer. Chris, however, no, I mean, however, I would like to see the rest of the acts just for kicks. Just for kicks. Oh, yeah, because that's not totally fucking insulting. That was a great song choice, JD. My cousin in Newfoundland loves sea shanties. Says Chris. Thanks, Chris, I say. You're welcome. Next up, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Says Chris. Naruto came onto the stage. I'm going to do a ninja technique show. I have a dazzling display for you all, says Naruto. Okay, go for it, says Chris. Here goes, says Naruto. Ah, this is going to be so cool. Naruto formed a ball of energy and lifted it into the sky, and color streams appeared around it and orbited around the energy ball in an atomic formation. The streams were made of fire, water, earth, lightning, wind, light, and darkness. They came they became elemental creatures. The fire streams became a phoenix, the water stream became a mermaid, the earth stream became a Mongolian deathworm, the lightning stream became a dragon, the wind stream became a fairy, the darkness stream became a wolf, and the light stream became an angel. Whoa, says Gwen. Amazing, says Izzy. Incredible, says Dawn. Unbelievable, says Courtney. This is amazing, says Mike. No kidding, says Sean. Naruto then made dragons out of wind, lava, storm, clouds, steam, scorching heat. What? Scorching heat? Why does he? What is that? Not fire? Why didn't he just call it fire there? Who cares? Scorching heat, ice, black fire, black fire, sure. Metal, crystals, dust, magnetic energy, explosions, and sand. Explosions. Excuse me. Is it just a perpetually exploding dragon? Whatever. And they orbited around the main core of the atomic form. Incredible, I said. Wow, says Alan. The level of power coming off the technique was incredible. Get ready for a beautiful fireworks show, says Naruto. Naruto threw the technique high up into the sky and it exploded into a dazzling fireworks display of epic proportions, and it spelled a message saying, Chris is one awesome and amazing guy. That was beautiful. When it was done, we all cheered wildly. That was so beautiful and awesome, says Chris. I'm glad you love it, Chris, says Naruto. Naruto got a perfect score like me, of course. After the whole contest was done, we had another campfire ceremony. Today's talent show was the most awesome I've ever seen, guys. It was even better than season one, says Chris. Let's hope the next challenge will bring us as much excitement as the last two challenges, I say, losing my ability to speak. I have a feeling it will. Now for marshmallow, says Chris. Everyone but Sugar received marshmallow. Sugar was hurled. At our cabin, we were getting ready for bed, and I stamped Sugar's face with an X. I don't even know who Sugar is, so good riddance, I guess. 7 down, 2 more to go, and it's Lightning and Cameron. Is that even fair? Come on. Yep, I have a feeling that Chris is gonna set up a terrifying challenge for the decisive moment, says Naruto. I have a feeling too, I say. I pull up my laptop and call Lincoln. Hey, JD, says Lincoln. Hey, Lincoln, I say. You guys were awesome in that show, says Lincoln. Thanks, Lincoln, says Don. We're down to 2 campers and we win automatically. I say, I hope you all succeed. The song you played was awesome, says Lincoln. Thanks, Lincoln. It's an old sea shanty that was made in 1890s, somewhere around there. You mean then? I think you mean then. I say, I believe it, says Lincoln. No kidding. It was rockin', dude, says Luna. Thanks, Luna, I say, making the rock on hand sign. Rockin'. Let's hope that Cameron goes next, says Courtney. Yeah, that is actually our next target, I say. It's not up to you, dumbass. It's up to the team. Cameron's team, of which there's only two, now that I think about it. So how does that work? Do they flip a coin? Yeah, whatever. She's actually our next target. I say, well, go get him, guys. But go easy on him. He is a fragile guy, and he's one of Lisa's friends in the science world. Sure, says Lincoln. I know. We'll all see what happens. Well, we'll see what happens. I say, yeah, yep, see you next week, guys, says Lincoln. See you, buddy. I say, the call clicks off and we go to bed. Continues in part 7. Let's do it. Little unrelated note, but just because I'm thinking about the sea shanty that I mutilated. uh, this got me thinking, to anybody who happens to play or have played Assassin's Creed, I want you to know, and this is not up for debate. Assassin's Creed Black Flag is the best Assassin's Creed game, and you know you can believe me. I'm credible because I've played a whole 2 Assassin's Creed games, and yeah, Black Flag is the best. So don't try and argue with me. I'll ignore you. In fact, there's not much more I can do, so yeah, I'll just ignore you. It's probably not. I think it's a good pirate game though. Less so a good Assassin's Creed game, even though I love the assassin aspect. Whatever. Chapter 140. I'm gonna cough. I'm fine. 143. Canada Mutant Island, Part 7, Week 7. This is the second to last in the Canada Mutant Island series, so we're getting there. We were in the mess hall eating our breakfast. So, guys, I have a feeling that you're eliminating me next, but just go easy on me, okay? Asks Cameron. We will, Cameron. A friend of Lisa is like a member of our family, I say. Thanks, guys, says Cameron, of course. Of course. You're welcome, I say. Attention campers, meet me in front of the flagpole for today's challenge, says Chris. Time to get to work, I say. Chris went over the challenge. All right, today's challenge is something I would like to call mind search. I could guess what it's going to be about. You have to search for the Gilded Chris award I've put down in the old mine over there. Somewhere down in there, that mine is where it is. In that mine is where it is. Be careful though, there's lots of radioactive materials dumped in there, and the level of radiation will probably kill you in 45 minutes. I love it, says Chris. I love a dangerous challenge, says I. Yeah, because you're gonna die. Yeah, oh, sure. I mean, hey, maybe he hasn't said, oh, yeah, I've got radiation immunity. No, he has. He has to have. Because something with radiation happened earlier in this exact uh, uh, series, in a previous chapter of the Canada Mutant Island arc. Whatever. Me too, says Naruto. Yeah, because he's also at risk. I had a feeling you would. Now you will be wearing these armbands, and it will tell you how much longer you have before it hits the fatal point. Green means you're all right. Orange is moderate. Is this actually what happened? Is that something that actually happened in the show? That's kind of crazy. Red is critical, and black with the skull and crossbones is dead. Well, why did you make that part? It's not like anybody would be alive to see it. Everyone gasps. This is insane, says Gwen. Let's do it, I say. We all get armbands on our left arm, and it was on. Okay, here are some walkie-talkies for all of us. Did you supply your own, or did Chris give them to you? Are you allowed to supply your own? Is it really pointless to question any logic that I find in this fucking ass of a fan fiction? I don't know. We all split up. Oops. We all split up to cover more ground. Me, Naruto, Alan, and Gwen were in the deepest part of the mine, but it was so dark. Boy, it's dark, but I got this, I say. I hope he brings out the lightsaber. I turn my vision to infrared. Ah, that's lame. Bring back the lightsaber. All right, stay with me, I say. 15 minutes in, we were getting closer. We should be getting close, I say. I hope so. Our bands are in the orange, says Gwen. We better hurry. Even though I'm immune to radiation, I always have to be careful. What? What? Careful of what? You're not resistant to radiation, okay? Resistant to radiation implies that it might take a little longer than it would, a normal person to start succumbing to the negative effects of radiation. No, you are immune. There is nothing to be careful about. You are at no risk here. Unless there's some other thing in the mines that could, like, maybe like a mutated bear or some shit. In which case, sure, maybe that could somehow pose a threat to all powerful JD. But it's not like Chris said anything like that, so, I'm sorry I snapped. We should be getting close. Blah, blah, blah. Already read all that. I can't see where it is, says Naruto. I think I can help, I say. I form a ball of light on the tip of my tail, and it shines. Oh, right, the tail. And it shines a beam of light where we're looking. That is cool, I say. Very clever, says Gwen. I see something over there, says Naruto. Naruto points to something shiny on a rock in the middle of a lake. I shined the light on it, and it was the Gilded Chris. There it is, I say. Oops, get rid of that. There it is, I say. I got it, says Gwen. Gwen spread her wings, because God forbid we have somebody who has some amount of power that isn't wing related. Sorry, I'm trying to hold in a cough, and it might sound like I'm constipated. It didn't work. Okay, sorry. What was I saying? Right, something, something, another character with wings. I got it. Gwen spread her wings and flew out and got it. She flew back to us. Good work, Gwen. Now let's get out of here, I say. On the atomic owls, we got the Gilded Chris. Regroup outside, I say, on the walkie-talkie. Roger that, JD, says Don. We all get out of the mine and we won the challenge. The atomic owls win again, says Chris. We all cheer wildly. Later at the campfire ceremony, Cameron was eliminated just as we had thought. In our cabin, I stamped Cameron's face with an X and I pulled out my laptop and called Lincoln. That was very short. I appreciate that. Hey, JD, says Lincoln. Hey, Lincoln, I say. That mine was filled with radioactive stuff, and you all could have been killed. That is not true. Some of you may have been killed, if JD allowed it. Says Lincoln. I know, but we weren't. I have a feeling that it's gonna be a deadly challenge tomorrow. It's now the Atomic Owls versus Lightning, the sole member of the Nuclear Bears. If I know who Lightning is Lightning the guy who likes the animals? He might be. Um, 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 um. The sole member. That's of the Nuclear Bears. I say that's amazing. But we have a feeling that you all will win. Do ya? What happens if they lose? Because he said so long as um so long as nobody from their team gets eliminated, and they only eliminate people from the enemy team, then they win. But what happens if they lose now, and then they lose a member? Do they just have to get Lightning out again? Is it going to be like an island thing? Survivor. I mean, the show Survivor, how they like merge and mix up the tribes sometimes. Well, I don't know. Okay, it is getting dark quick. Now I've lost my place. That's my fault. That's true, but it's amazing. We all will win. You all come so far, and there's no turning back now, says Lincoln. That's true, but I can tell that this whole show has changed all of us. They hate it with they hate it with a grudge. I say, I believe it. Let's hope that you won't be on this show ever again after next week, JD. What? Wait, what? That's true, but I can tell that this whole show has changed all of us. They hate it with a grudge. Who hates it? You? Doesn't seem right. And then Lincoln says, "Let's hope that you won't be on this show ever again after next week, JD," says Lincoln. We all hope that. What? When did this sudden hatred of the show come from? As far as I can tell, you guys have decent living quarters, plenty of food to eat, good food too, as far as I can tell. And you've been doing nothing but winning. And you've gotten a couple extra powers. And you can shit octopus tentacles. What's there to hate about coming onto this show? Maybe it's like a reaction to people reading the Loud House Revamped absolutely hating this little series. I could believe it, but whatever. There's no turning back now. That's true, but I can tell that this whole I'm reading again. We all hope that, I say. I agree, Lincoln. We hate this show. I'm going to have my lawyers shut it down after it ends, says Courtney. Let's hope so. Good luck next week, guys. All of the United States is rooting for you, says Lincoln. Thanks, buddy. See ya, I say. The call clicks off and we hit the hay. Continues in the finale. What? Wait, when did this happen? What with JD and Chris being all buddy buddy? Did like James have a sudden change of heart halfway through making this and he just fucking hates Total Drama Island now? I can't begin to understand this guy. Okay, whatever. Next, 144, Canada Mutant Island finale. Finale. We did it. We made it. I can't wait to be done with this confusing mess. This is gonna be a short audiobook. I guess no. I like the thought of ending on this. So yeah, this will be the last chapter of the audiobook. Even though, like normally, right, I would have taken the opportunity and read a lot more because assuming that this doesn't somehow take me like an hour to read, but the last two are like a combined 30 minutes. I probably could squeeze another chapter in, but it feels fitting to end the audiobook on the end of the Canada Mutant Island arc. So, yeah, this is probably going to be the last one. Finale. The day has finally come. It was the finale of Total Drama Revenge of the Island. This is it, team. The Atomic Owls are gonna triumph, I say. We all cheer. Yay! Attention, campers! Meet me at the flagpole and get ready to diet. Sorry, typo. I meant, ready to die, says Chris. Bring it on, Chris, I say. We were in a cart being taken to the challenge site. Chris took us to a field and it held a bunch of huge balloons and they each had one. Yeah, each had one of the campers from all the seasons. We had to shoot down as many balloons as possible, and whoever we get out of the balloons is on our teams. All right, JD, Lightning, choose your weapon, says Chris. I don't need one. Okay, and you'll see why shortly, I say. Okay, says Chris. I choose this leech gun, says Lightning. What? What? You. No, wait, leech is spelled with two E's, right? What is a leech with an A? Right? I'm not, right? Leech. Hold on. Leech, pronounced leech, primarily means to dissolve or wash out soluble components from a substance using a liquid. Okay. Ew. Those are still just leeches. Whatever. I choose a leech gun. Says Lightning. All right, you guys have 1 minute. Starting now, says Chris. I fired energy lasers at the balloons and freed Noah, Lindsay, Blaney, Tyler, Beth, Duncan, Cameron, Sierra, Cody, Owen, Amy, Heather, Lashana, Harold, Katie, and Sadie, Eva, Alejandro, Leonard, Trent, Tyler, DJ, Justin, Jeff, Sugar, and Scott. Anyone else? Is there anyone left is what I should be asking for Lightning. And is it fair to use energy? No. The question is the answer is no. None of this has been fair. It's just a big show. I guess that's true. Whatever. That was awesome. Time's up. JD freed everyone and they are all on the Atomic Owls, says Chris. If you think I'm going to be working with him, then I will kill you, Chris, says Eva. Chris, you can put Eva Scott, Heather and Amy with lightning. They hate my guts and they'll get what's coming to them in time, I say. Okay, now it's time for the challenge. Follow me, please, says Chris. We were led to something really big. Welcome to the Moats of Doom. Lightning strikes in the background. Whistles, yeah. Whistle! Very impressive, I say. Thank you. Now these moats have 3 layers. The bottom moat is filled with toxic waste, says Chris. A fly lands in it and comes out a mutant. The second moat is filled with boiling hot lava, says Chris. The mutant fly touches the lava and its butt is on fire. In the third moat is plain ordinary swamp water, says Chris. The mutant fly extinguishes its butt and sighs in relief. Ha ha ha. Okay. Yep, that's a moat. All right. Who's that? Who's that? Alejandro. That's Alejandro. Oh, that's the evil personality from the guy with multiple personalities. That's Gwen. That's like a bubble of some sort. Anyways, but we've added some old friends into it, says Chris. Fang eats the mutant fly. Now, after you clear the moats, you will have to climb up the tower to the altar and put the sword of victory and pull the sword of victory from the stone. Whoever pulls the sword from the stone first will win $1 million and eternal total drama glory. This is gonna be insane, but I love a good challenge. Okay, so here's the question though, right? Because they let JD use like multiple different powers and abilities in these previous challenges. So what's stopping him from using another ability to just fly? Why doesn't he just fly up to the top? You know? If not him, then why not Gwen? If not Gwen, then why not Naruto? You know? Unless, of course, that's not allowed because it would ruin the game. But of course, none of his other abilities have ruined a single challenge before, so I guess it's totally okay. Other than all of them. God damn, dude. This is so dumb. Did I say dumb? I meant awesome. I meant fun. This is going to be insane, but I love a good challenge, as I say. I know. Now, JD requested that he take on this challenge all by himself and take on Lightning, Amy, Eva, Scott, and Heather all at once. So his request is granted. So then why'd he pop the balloons? Why'd he pop the balloons? I guess he didn't want Lightning to get Gwen, who can fly, so then at that point it'd just be who can fly faster. Uh, Probably not Gwen. Probably JD. It's like a kangaroo court. His request is granted, says Chris. All right, I say. Go get him, big bro, says Naruto. I gave him the thumbs up. Everyone get ready, says Chris. We stand at the starting line. JD, either way, may the best man win, says Lightning. You too, Lightning. We shake hands. That's hilarious. That's hilarious, Lightning. Anyways, eat my dust. We shake hands. Ready, set, go, says Chris. We ran and I already got up to the top of the moats. What? We ran and I already got up to the top of the moats. It was even less exciting than I anticipated. And that is genuinely impressive. Chris came up to me while riding a jetpack. You just shook his hand, you asshole. You just shook Lightning's hand. To the best man wins. Don't even begin to give him that kind of hope, you ass. Come on. Chris came up to me while riding a jetpack. JD, you can go for the sword, says Chris. I know, but I want to give everyone a chance to catch up. You prick. I'm being really mean, but like, dude, just don't. This is bad manners. That's very sporting, JD. No, it's taunting. Sporting would be, not using his vast array of superpowers to win. Says Chris. Thank you, I say. 10 minutes later, Lightning, Eva, Scott, Heather, and Amy got up to the top. I was ready to fight, and I pulverized Amy, Scott, Eva, Heather, and Lightning, and I grabbed the sword and pulled it out successfully. Okay, now I need to stop again. So, very sporting of you to let them catch up just so that you could beat them all. Not beat them at the game, like beat them with your fists. What? Dude, why not just next time, okay? Next time, just win. All right? You want to be a good person? Then you intentionally win and avoid the part where you have to go and beat on these people. Okay, don't get me wrong. Obviously, he wants to beat up Eva and all the rest. But also Lightning? Dude, you just shook his hand. What is wrong with you? This is psychopathic behavior. Okay. Oops. I pulverized Amy, Scott, Eva, Heather, and Lightning, and I grabbed the sword and pulled it out successfully. Yes, I did it, I exclaimed. JD and the Atomic Owls win the $1,000,000 in total drama glory, says Chris. Everyone cheered wildly as Chris gave me a case full of Canadian dollars. Way to go, Chris. You are awesome, man, says Lightning. Thanks, Lightning. You too, I say. I can't believe this, says Heather. Arrgh. I hate this show. You will pay for this, JD, says Amy. You will have our revenge, says Eva. That will be the day. That will be the day. Come on, guys, let's go home, I say. At the docks, we were getting ready to leave. Are you sure you can't come with us to the party, JD? Asks Owen. I wish I could, Owen, but Lincoln has a special secret surprise for me back home in Michigan. But it was awesome being here with all of you, I say. Thanks, JD. It was awesome having you here with us, says Harold. You are one amazing guy, JD. The Atomic Owls literally dominated this whole competition, says Justin. I know, but we weren't in it for the fame and the glory. We were in it for the money. We were just in it for fun. That's nice. I'm sure at least a couple of the other contestants probably could have made good use out of that money, James, but hey, thank God it's going to the multi billionaire or whatever you are at this point. Okay. Okay. For the fun, I say. Spoken like a true player, JD. You have the makings of a fine soldier and a truly great contestant, says Chef Hatchet. Thanks, Chef. It was so much fun, guys. Wait a minute. How about you all come with me to our party? I ask. They all cheered. That looks like a yes to me, says Naruto. All right, but let's give Chris the the final goodbye announcement. Wait, you're not going to invite Chris? It's kind of mean. I say, thank you, JD. Well, another awesome time here on Total Drama Island. We will be back with the next season with a whole new cast. Until next time, I'm Chris McLean, and this has been Total Drama Revenge of the Island, announces Chris. Everyone stay close to me, I say. I use instant transmission and beam us all to the front of my mansion in Royal Woods. This is our home, guys, I say. Your home is amazing, JD, says Gwen. Thanks, Gwen, I say. I open my door and we go in, and it was dark. The lights are off. Let me find a light switch. I say. The second I flicked the light switch, we all got an incredible shock. Surprise, says everyone, who, mind you, uh, does not, could have been sitting in darkness for well over a few hours. Okay? You know, they didn't know when JD was coming back. And they certainly didn't know if he was going to teleport or go by boat or whatever, because he took a taxi and then he and Naruto walked across the water to get to the island last time. So, for all they knew, that's what he was going to do again. So that at least that's what I would have assumed. Otherwise, why didn't he teleport the first time? I hate you. I hate you, James. It was a congratulatory party for our victory on Total Drama Revenge of the Island. Oh yeah, by the way, who gets the money? Are you splitting it? Are you all do you all get $1,000,000, which I doubt, or did it really just all go to JD, who sure, quote unquote, earned it, but whatever. Oh wow, I say. It's congratulatory party, JD, says Lincoln. Oops. Way to go on your victory, guys, says Lori. Thank you, everyone. Let's party, I say. We all cheered. We were having a really good time eating, playing games, and chatting. It was an awesome party. It went on until 9:30 p.m., and I beamed everyone but Gwen, Dawn, Izzy, Sammy, Courtney, and Lindsay home. Naturally. Oh, oh, naturally. Sammy, by the way. Not Sammy. Don't get it twisted. They wanted to stay with Naruto. Yep, just add him to the harem. The next day, I changed the million in Canadian dollars at a currency exchange to United States dollars, so I assume he got them all. This was an awesome 8 weeks for all of us. The end. This was an 8-part fan fiction. Wowee. What a long story. I watched all of Total Drama and it was awesome. I liked all the episodes, especially where all the evil characters got their just desserts in the end. Karma literally bit them on their sorry butts. I hated Heather most of all throughout the whole show. She was a great antagonist, though. You can't deny it. The whole show, including Eva. But this was all really good for me. I'm glad it was good for somebody. The Brunch of Disgustingness episode was really funny, and it made me laugh a lot, especially where everyone projectile vomited everywhere. Okay, so that's the kind of humor that JD likes. That explains a lot. It's a lot of toilet humor and gross out humor. I included some elements from the ridiculous race into the fanfic, and it was funny. But in the end, me and my team all emerged victorious. Chris put everyone in that whole series, but the ridiculous race through all kinds of perilous danger and trouble. It was a miracle no one got killed in that show, and he would be in jail for life without parole for 25 years. Yeah, that sounds kind of reasonable, which is weird coming from you. They have been they have different laws in Canada. Yeah, it's a show, JD. I don't know how much more different the Canadian laws are to the United States laws, but I'm pretty sure there was plenty of illegal activity going on in the previous seasons. But whatever. Just it's a show. It's a cartoon. Okay, where was I? They have different laws in Canada. Pa- Pakitu. Pakitu Island probably took place somewhere in the west coast of British Columbia. But anyway, let me know what you all think. I hated it. Oh man. And every single chapter, I hated it a little bit more. See you all next time. Total Drama series belongs to Teletoon and Jennifer Percher. Okay, great. Well, that's that little mini series done. Um, yeah, check out the Silk Song video if you're interested in that. Um, and like and subscribe. See you next time.